Hello and welcome to today's lesson. My name is J. Double. Today we'll be looking at the factorial notation. So if you have not subscribed to this channel, please consider doing so. Let us begin. The factorial of a number n is given by n factorial. And the factorial of a number is the product of all the whole numbers from that number down to 1. So for instance, 5 factorial will just simply be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So you are going to multiply all the whole numbers beginning with that identical number and down to 1. So let us see some example problem. Okay, but before going to this example problem, factorials are very useful when we are computing permutation and combination. So it's important that you grasp the concept of factorial so that when we get into permutation and combination, you actually will have a very clear understanding of how the manipulation of those numbers actually work. Okay, so let's see these examples. Evaluate number 1, 3 factorial. So 3 factorial will just simply be 3 times 2 times 1. So 3 times 2 is 6 times 1. So 6 times 1 is 6. So 3 factorial is just simply 6. Okay, let's see another example. 7 factorial, that's number 2. 7 factorial. 7 factorial will be 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, so you begin from 7, you go downward all the way to 1, multiplying all the whole numbers. Okay, so what we do is we multiply 7 and 6. 7 times 6 will give you 42 times 4 times 5 times 4 is 20 times 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. Okay, equals okay, so for convenience, let's hold this 42 times 20 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12, so 20 times 6 is 120. So this becomes 42 times 120 will give you 5040. So that becomes the factorial of 7. Okay, so let's see number 3. Number 3 is 2 factorial, 5 factorial. So we are going to find the factorial of 2 and multiply it by the factorial of 5. So this becomes the factorial of 2 is just 2 times 1. So you open your parentheses and you have 2 times 1. Okay, open the next parenthesis, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, so 2 times 1 is 2, and 5 times 4 is 20 times 3 times 6 times 1. 3 times 2 times 1 is 6. Okay, so you have 2. 6 times 20 is 120. So 120 times 2 will give us 240. So that's the factorial, that's the product of the factorial of 2 and the factorial of 5. Let's see one more problem, which is number 4, 7 factorial divided by 3 factorial. Okay, so for this, you can either do this in 2 ways. 7 factorial, you can expand this from 7 all the way to 1. But better still, you can have 7 times, okay, so better still, you can have 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 factorial, because this 3 factorial is the same as 3 times 2 times 1, okay? And this 3 factorial is also 3 times 2 times 1. So since I have 3 factorial and 3 factorial here, they will cancel out one another. So I'll be left with 7 times 6 times 5 times 4. Okay, so that becomes 7 times 6 is 42. 5 times 4 is 20. So you multiply 42 by 20, you will have 840. So that becomes 7 factorial divided by 3 factorial. Thank you and see you in the next video.